Okay, interview Roland Grapow second time. Thank you for your patience. So, in 1997, you released the fourth season of Life, your first solo album with Marcus and Uli. The novelty is that you're singing. Personally, I love your voice, which can seem atypical. What feedback have you had on this point?
Um, you know, I don't know what people expected, but I came with a solo album, which was, of course, a bit, like I said before, neoclassical and very indie influenced. It was just a dream come true. I wanted to play something which I'm hearing all the time, private. I was influenced. I was like a fanboy a bit, but also I was a big fan of singing. And when I started as a young guy, I was playing guitar and singing at the same time. And like many people know on Rampage, I was singing. Then I'm joining Helloween, and I was not singing anymore. Only harmonies live. Of course, I think it was a very important part for helping Mikey Kiske and Annie Darius live singing. But then I wanted to show it, and then I wanted to try a bit this new technique, singing higher than I did normally, and when I sing Grand Funk songs or something like that. And it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of learning, but I never had a teacher. Maybe I should have at that time. Reaction was 50-50, I would say. A lot of people, like you said, like it. Many people were surprised. They didn't expect it. And other people say I should not sing. It's not good. It's always a bit tasty kind of stuff. But the problem is I'm very sensitive in that thing. When you play guitar, it's like you're rehearsing for many years, and I didn't do this with the singing. Singing is like more personal stuff, like you speak. You can't change it. It's your style, or it's your personality. And so after that, I was a bit frustrated, and I said, okay, my second solo album, I should have a singer.
Okay. On this album, we find dedicated to in tribute to Ingo Schwistenberg. Why an instrumental?
I think it's just a more really beautiful song. I mean, was co-written by a friend of mine. He gave me the demo tape, and I really liked it, and it reminded me a bit like the old Scorpions, Michael Schenker, Uli Ross kind of style, and then I'm always trying to be funny, with album song titles or something. As people remember, Karpovsky's Mom, Sweet and D-Doll is absolutely bullshit. It's just, it's like my humor to show that I don't like this kind of names, like Yngwie had many classical song titles, which I always thought it's a bit over the top, or this kind of Yngwie J, Mom's Team, or Stevie Ray Vaughan. So on my Blackton, I even had Roland Ray J Grapow. It's just my humor, and dedicated to is, of course, it's a personal song. But the other song which I was mentioning is like Listen to the Lyrics, which was an instrumental song, which is absolutely crazy to get this song title like this. Anyway, this is everything is not so drastic when I say something or something. Maybe the biggest meaning on my first solo album was like the 4 seasons of life. So I was thinking about my future, about life, and this kind of stuff. This is more serious, But in general, if it sounds funny, then it should be funny.
Okay. So just out of curiosity, do you prefer Ingo or Uli's drumming?
As what? I didn't get the question.
Just out of curiosity, do you prefer Ingo or Uli's drumming?
Don't get the question, but Ingo is a fantastic drummer, or was a fantastic. What I really loved on him was, especially in the rehearsing room, when he played next to you, he was so powerful, you know. I don't know. I think sometimes in the studio, the recording technique at that time, or the producer, whatever, they never got this power what he had recorded, you know. He had a really unique style of, he played really heavy sticks, like much heavier than anybody else. And then he played it the other way around, you know, not the tip, the small part, he took the other part. And he played so snappy and so heavy. And his drum heads were really loose tuned, not like in a normal way. So the tuning came from this power, like he was slapping the drums. And that's why it had a really heavy and fat sounding, beautiful sound. For me, it was a really great drum sound. On the other side, what is your favorite drummer? You know, I love Uli Kusch style. He's maybe different. He's more triplet kind of sounding. I love his kind of cymbal playing. He has a more melodic playing. So everybody's different, everybody's unique. And I mean, both of these guys were just on the top of the league, how you call it in English. You know, it's like, yeah, I was happy to play with them.
Okay. The first time I saw Helloween live was with you in Nice in 1998, opening for Iron Maiden. Do you remember that show?
No. I don't remember the special show, but I remember we toured together, and I remember we played in Paris, we played in France, a couple of shows in Spain, but I don't remember exactly that show. No, it's too long ago, and I played too many shows in my life.
25 years, yes.
Yeah, but you know, sometimes I wish I would, you know, it's really weird. Maybe I had too much respect for Iron Maiden because they were already much bigger than us and more famous. My English wasn't so good in the beginning, I told you, but I never spoke to these guys. There were even dressing rooms like 2-3 doors next to us, and I never went there. How are you or something? You know, I was just hoping they talked to me, but they never did. And a little bit I talked to Bruce Dickinson later when he supported Helloween as a solo artist. And but then I was really had a good relationship with Yannick Gers. So he's a really nice guy, and we had dinner together sometimes and drinking beer together. So that's the kind of thing, you know. It's a difference between Steve Harris. I never spoke, you know. This guy was always separate and alone, sometimes traveling.
Okay. In 1999, you released your second solo album, Kaleidoscope, accompanied by musicians from Yngwie Malmsteen. We found Jens Johansson and Tammy, your dog, as guests. When did your dog play with Malmsteen?
I think, like I said, it's my humor, you know. I wanted to make a crazy intro. And my dog, yeah, my first dog, Tammy, at that time was reacting when I took the harmonica, because I played in a Grand Funk cover band at that time, beginning of the 90s till, I don't remember, 96, like 5 years or something. And so I had 2-3 harmonicas, harp, you could say it in English. And so I played 2 songs or 3 parts in a Grand Funk cover band, so I could play a little bit. And always when I played it at home, my dog went crazy. And that's why I recorded it just with a mini disc player at that time. And yeah, it's just a funny stuff. And when we were on tour with Helloween, I think we crossed, after South America, we went to New York for one show. And at that time, Jens Johansson was living in New York. And I just asked him if he would like to play a solo on my keyboard solo on my album. And so he came to my hotel room with 2 keyboards, I guess. And early morning, I just came in the night, and I just had one day. And so he came around 9 o'clock. He said, just order a lot of coffee. And then he was playing 2 times the solo. and that's it. And it was brilliant. So he's such a good keyboard player. So that's how. Then I asked him, let's go for dinner, and how much you want? What can I pay? And he said, no, don't worry. He made it for free. Such a nice guy.
In the same spirit, could a solo album with a former member of Grand Funk Railroad, of which you are a fan, be conceivable?
You know, I always had the dream to do something together, maybe even producing them or something, you know, because I felt a bit sad that they never did a new album or make a reunion album or something. And of course, I had many dreams. I was in contact with Mark Farner, my idol, the guy why I started playing guitar and singing. And but I was too much a fanboy. I was so crazy. Like I said, I couldn't speak really well English at that time in the 90s. And I called him in America, and I had him 2-3 times on the phone. And I even sent him some demos and stuff. But I think he was just friendly and thought, what the hell? what he wants from me. Don't get on my nerves. But I'm still a fan, and I wish them all the best. But no, the dream is over. I think now we're all in the age that I'm not dreaming about to play with them now, because they're not. They have their roots in the 60s, 70s, and if I would play with them, I'm too much metal, you know. I love this Grand Funk style. I like the 60s, 70s music, but I don't want to make it, you know. I have maybe some plans, like another different solo album, not like a neoclassical. I want to do something more back to the basic. I love this idea to go back to Stratocaster. The last 4 months, I just play Stratocaster at home. I love it again, and I'm totally different playing on the Strat, and I think it's a different chemistry. You know, you have a different personality on this kind of guitar, and I want to record something again, which is maybe more back to the basic. Hard to explain. You will be surprised, and I'm singing then maybe again.
Okay. Let's go back to Helloween. In 1999, you released the Metal Jukebox, a special album of covers. Apparently, you've all been digging through your old records. What were the titles you personally chose?
I don't know where the idea came from. I think everybody made this kind of special cover album at that time. I don't remember who, but definitely was not my idea. I didn't like this idea. You know, I said to myself, I always like to try something or make cover songs as a bonus track, as showing the fans where the roots of the band is and this kind of stuff. But this Metal Jukebox was like basically not one of the songs was my idea. It was all a bit too far away from the metal style again, and like Beatles songs, ABBA song. I mean, Focus, Hocus Pocus. That's a cool song. I liked it as a kid, you know, in the 70s. But basically, I was not really enthusiastic about it. We made it, and I think the fans liked it, and that's the key. And of course, there were many famous songs which I like. Don't get me wrong, but most of the ideas came from Waiki.
Okay. You wrote 2 tracks from the Dark Ride, Escalation 666 and the Dark Ride, which have quite dark lyrics. Do you think that's one of the reasons why Michael Veikat said he didn't like these records?
No, the idea of this album was from the beginning to make a dark album, like a heavy, down-tuned influence. I don't know. Nobody influenced us to do this. It was just an idea. We talked with Roy Z in the beginning about it. Let's try something. I show you how to. We didn't even know how to down-tune the guitars. I never did it, you know. So we did it. I liked the sound very much. I was very surprised and happy. We took different guitars. I mean, everybody knows me as a Stratocaster player on Helloween. But once in a while, I used Les Paul for rhythm guitars, even on a song like "Still We Go." Nobody knows that. And but on the Dark Ride, we used on all the songs my guitar, which had a special tuning and really heavy strings. So it was how you say, like modified by Roy Z, and I still kept the guitar like it is. So it has I don't remember which kind of size. The whole high E string is, I think, a 12 or 13, and the low E string is like a 65 bass string, and it's a low A tuning, and we use it on every song on the album, and that's was the concept. So everything sounds darker, and but still we had the Helloween elements and happiest parts, not feeling, but happier parts. So all in all, we thought also on the lyrics side. Let's get into this kind of idea. But like I said earlier, the Dark Ride lyrics and the escalation are around the band members. You know, I was very in a bad situation there. We had many fights. We had very creative, beautiful parts. I love this album. You know, don't get me wrong. But you don't need to be in a happy moments and to make something powerful. And that's why it's called heavy metal. You know, you don't need to be the happy guys living on Hawaii and you know, I don't know. that's how I felt. You can make really great albums. You don't need to be the best friends even. You make great albums, you know. But this Dark Ride was just the once we had it, you know. All the other albums were totally different feelings. But that was the end. And when the album was finished, I felt, you know, the touring came. Everything was for me pretty okay. I didn't expect anything bad happening. But yeah, after the tour finished, like 1 year later, I don't remember, 1.5 years later, then Weike spoke in many interviews and talked about that he didn't like it. The whole band didn't like it, and that's not true. Everybody loved the album except Weike. But that's
so inevitable question after the Dark Ride tour. You and Uli are ousted from the band. Can you tell us more about the reasons?
No, we don't know. The reason was this recordings with the Dark Ride. Then on tour, I felt very positive again. I was even very good part, I think, on stage. If you see me on the videos, you see me very happy. You see me very positive. Andy Darius as well. So I didn't expect anything. Even communication on stage. The very last show in Wacken, I think wasn't the very last one. I think 1 or 2 more we did after. But you see, the communication and the feeling on stage was very good. And even I was smiling to Weike, and he was next to me standing, and then they knew already we would get fired in 3-4 days later, you know. So I don't know exactly. They never told me. I never asked. The official statement was on the email that the band feeling was not good, and they wanted to change it. And they thought it's our fault that the band changed. Chemistry was not good anymore. I don't know why we both at the same time got fired. So I don't know. It's like something they made behind our back. You know, it's like manipulating. And I mean, we were not the first guys who were fired. Michael Kiske was fired. Ingo was, to be honest, out of the band already. Fired, if you call it. Kai Hansen was a bit not fired, but pushed out. I know that story. And so on. And later it continues, you know, the management was fired and this one was fired and this is like, it's like I said in the interview when we did the first Masterplan album, like with a Rock Hard magazine, one guy, I said, oh, when they don't want to work with me, then it's fine. You know, it's okay. I had a good experience. I loved the band and I was surprised There was no warning, and I don't like to deal with these kind of people when they don't have respect and don't talk to me face to face. You know, that's how it is. But it's a long story. It's many years ago. I don't know why many people still making so many interviews about Helloween. To be honest, you know, 20 years ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So you then formed Masterplan with Uli. Did the name of the band refer to Helloween, who used this word in Ride the Sky?
What? Ride the Sky?
In Ride the Sky, there is a lyric with Range the Master Plan. Did it was?
Sorry, I don't. No. I don't even know
No.
that. No. That's what I hear the first time now.
No, I think of it because then Uli formed a band called Ride the Sky. But no.
No. The song, the name Masterplan came from a Mexican fan. So I said it many times in interviews from the beginning, 20 years ago. So he's even written on the album every time. I don't remember his name. It's like Spanish name, Garcia. You can see it. It's even mentioned that he chose the name and he wrote me. And he said, "Hey guys, you're master musicians and you have your future in your hands now. Why you not call yourself Masterplan?" So that's the story of how it was. And then I said it to Uli and he liked it. And we had many other band names, you know, which like 100. So we searched a long time. The only thing I really wanted was something like 3 syllables, like this ba ba ba. You know, I don't like this ba name. You know, it should be, fans should sing like this da da da, Helloween, Masterplan, this kind of stuff. That's the only thing I took care. You know, it's like the typical, like I mean, I love Scorpions, but Scorpion doesn't sound so good, you know. Or Iron Maiden sounds, Iron Maiden. This sounds great. I like the 3 things, you know. That's why. But there was no special meaning behind this song. I always say song. Band name. I was a bit worried even because of the German history. You know, there was this Berlin. There was a master plan of Adolf Hitler and all the stuff. But I thought, no, we don't need to be worried. It's like old story, it's history, and it doesn't have anything to do with it. So master plan is just about your future. You have a plan and you have self-secureness, and this is the kind of idea. But it's not Ride the Sky. I didn't even know I never read the lyrics.
Okay. You released the first eponymous album, which is a masterpiece. It includes Crystal Night, inspired by the program against the Jews in 1938. Is it important, as a German, not to forget this part of history?
Yeah, of course. I mean, my father was in the war, and he told me many stories, and but he never went to details because he was on a boat shipping to Greece direction, and the ship was sinking, and he was surviving with many of his friends, but many died in the water. So he was swimming 11 hours in the water, and he told me this story all the time. And then he came to Greece and was shot in the leg, and for him the war was over. So they sent him home, and that's the only story I know. And then, of course, at school I learned the whole history part. Why I wrote Crystal Night, the lyrics at that time, was because the neo-Nazis in Germany scene, especially in East Germany, was really getting stronger. And I thought I needed to make a statement at that time, you know. I was a bit worried. I didn't want to make them angry, these guys, but I find a good way to make this lyrics in a positive way, that we're not waving the same flag, you know, It's not saying, hey, you are the bad guys, don't do this, you know. That's, like I said before, I'm not doing this, you know. But I wanted to point the idea that it's not forgotten and we should not have it again. But nowadays, I think I would not write it again anymore, because nowadays it's, again, we have war everywhere, we have bad situations. It makes me really, really tired, you know, that mankind is not learning. It makes you frustrated, to be honest.
So in 2003, you were present at the Hard Rock Awards in Paris with Masterplan. Marcus Groskopf was there too. And I'd like you to tell me about the moment he called you when he received an award for Helloween. It seems that you were both a little drunk. Ah.
Are you, hello? It's the time again, over.
Hello? There is a bug.
Oh. I do. Yeah. How are you?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
But,
Okay.
Maybe it's
a little bug of connection. Do you hear the question?
I just heard. I just heard. I was on the sets. What's the name? European Borders Award in Paris, and I was drunk. That's what I heard.
I've heard say that.
I don't know.
No, okay.
I don't remember. I remember the whole band was and we had a celebration of this kind of award. And then after that we had a party. Everything was very, very nice. I don't remember. Of course we were drunk, but not that I remember that.
Okay. In 2005, the second Masterplan's Aeronautics were released. I find that your style changes from this one, more prog and more modern. Do you share this opinion?
It was not planned. It was just natural progress, because the first Masterplan album is just written by Uli Kusch and me, all the songs, you know. Like I said, I wrote, or like you mentioned, I wrote a couple of lyrics, like 4 songs on the first album, and then Jon wrote the rest. Vocal melodies, maybe he had some ideas, but basically everything was done. On the second album, Aeronautics, was teamwork. So Axel had great songs written, Back for My Life, another song which I forgot the name. One song is from Jon, but Jon was involved from the beginning with the vocal melodies, everything on every song, and that's why maybe we have a more progressive or different kind of influence on the songwriting. But it was not meant to be more progressive or something. It was a natural working ship of a real band at that time.
Okay. Black in the Burn, a track lasting almost 10 minutes, appears on this album. Did you want to have your own Helloween or Keeper of Seven Keys long song?
Not really. I think I wrote the song, the keyboard melody I wrote, I think 2 years before. I had it as an idea somewhere, but it was never a song. And when I was working with Uli, there was at his home in Aachen, where he lived at that time, and that was really great work. You know, we just put the pieces. I had some ideas. Then I think the song is basically 85% of my idea. And then something later, when it was getting more crazy, more proggy, then it was Uli's ideas. But the teamwork, how we arranged it together was just perfect, you know? So we were like, maybe we should make it longer. Maybe not, but we never thought about Helloween. Come on, this is the influence of Helloween being in the band for how long I was, 7.5 years, of course, was pretty strong, and many staccato parts, many parts we at the arrangement, of course, we thought about it, but not really stealing something or being influenced. I mean, Black in the Burn is totally different than the you know, Keeper of the Seven Keys or something like the song Helloween, you know. Yeah, it's longer, but it's not a copy.
Okay. In 2007, a new singer and drummer, Mike DiMeo and Mike Terrana for the album MK2. On this tour, I saw you in Lyon opening Saxon. Do you remember that concert?
Lyon.
Lyon. Transborder.
Not. I don't remember. No, I remember just very little parts. I think it was somewhere in Holland, a festival in Holland, I remember, and I felt a bit ashamed. Something equipment-wise didn't work. Then the last show from the tour, I remember in Korea, there was an amazing, good show. But no, not details, you know. No, I think the drastic changes of a singer and then the drummer also was quite heavy for me. You know, I felt not really happy about that. We tried our best, but live, I felt something is missing. You know, the Mike DeMeo is very, very yeah, a bit shy, I would say, you know, as a frontman. And Jorn was in the beginning also a bit, you know, not so much like compared to Michael Kiske, I mean, which was for me the perfect frontman, especially when he was younger, and Andy Darius as well. And then these guys didn't talk so much on stage. I was, you're the singer, you should talk, you should make more action, you know, you're the main guy. And Mike DeMeo was very, very shy. And but later, like I said, in Korea, he was perfect. I don't know why he didn't do it before, but that's what I remember from the tour.
I don't think you remember at Lyon, at the end of the evening, I was waiting next to the bus for autographs when it started to rain, and you had come back down to sign the 50 CD covers, and you have taken off your hood to take a picture. Good memories.
No, like I said, I mean, fans remember better these meetings, you know, because I meet so many people. I mean, I was just in Brazil in January, and I met 700 people in one show. I mean, they all made a meet and greet with me. After the show, I was shaking hands with everybody. Everybody made picture. I remember many people, of course, and many people I know over the last 20, 30 years. They're always coming back. So it's basically they're more or less friends already. But I can't remember every show, you know. It's like
Okay. Mike Terrana has recorded his part on MK2 on Ingo Schwistenberg's drums that you had bought from his brother. You said that this kit has a spiritual value for you. Why do you decide to sell it?
How long I had it? I had it from 2000, no, from 95, 6, maybe 96 I bought it. And then I had it till 4 or 5 years ago I sold it. Yeah. So I thought the reunion is happening and I will offer it to Helloween. And they didn't answer my mail or my message. So I sent a message to, I don't remember who it was, management or somehow. If you're interested, you can buy it and use it. And so I don't know. I just didn't needed a drum, you know. I think the studio was full of equipment, and I just wanted to get rid of it. And I got the same money back after the same I paid for, you know. And it's not a really memory for me. I used the drum kit because it was a fantastic drum kit, and of course it's a bonus when you know Ingo was playing on it, and the old videos and old pictures is the same drum kit. But then I don't know. Then one guy from Hamburg bought it. We met in Dresden on a parking slot for McDonald's, and I gave him the drum kit. He gave me the money, and was halfway from Slovakia to Hamburg. And then he cleaned everything and made pictures, and then I think one friend from Hamburg offered it to some guy in the band, and they used it, I guess, on the album. I'm not even sure. They have pictures, but that's how the connection came, you know. So it was nothing special. I mean, I'm selling sometimes equipment without thinking about it, but I wanted it in good hands. Not I didn't want that the drum kit is just for collectors. It should be a drummer. Somebody should play with it. It's a good drum kit. That's why.
Okay. For Time to Be King in 2010, you had John Lane again on vocals, who didn't stay long. Do you think it was a mistake or not?
Yeah, we didn't have a singer. I mean, Mike DeMeo felt after the tour that we're not really getting euphoric about songwriting or something about the next album. So I was a bit, like I said, I was not so happy about the tour, and we didn't talk much. So automatically we went separate, you know. It's just without any fight or any discussions. He just realized there was not good chemistry. And then I tried to get Jorn back, and this is not wrong or right. You know, you can't say we made a great album, which is Time to Be King, and I'm proud of it. And it's a bit different because I promised Jorn not to make so much this typical calling German metal. You know, he wanted a more adult rock album making. And I wanted to make him happy to stay in the band, and I love his singing, and I thought it's a good direction. When the album was done, everything was fine. We tried to make a tour, and we were in contact with all the countries, and the tour dates were already confirmed. But Jorn was gone. He didn't respond to my messages anymore. Didn't answer my messages, like 5, 6 of them, which I sent him in 1 or 2 months. Then I said, what about the next album, Jorn? Can you tell me if you're still in the band or not? He didn't answer. So that's why I just continued and searched for the next guy, which is Rick Altsey.
Okay. We are coming to the end at this second Zoom session. I suggest that we take a short break and start again.
Oh, okay. Not so long. Now I'll start here.
5 or 6 questions missing.
Okay. So you give me another invitation, right?
Okay.
Okay. I'll be back with a beer.